Good morning, Raisa. How are you today?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I wanted to kind of just start off by introducing myself to you because I know this
Mm-hmm.
is our first counseling session.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that said, my name is Dominique, and I have been in practice for over 6 years now.
Yeah, okay.
I received my master's in counseling from LeTourneau University. And I started off actually working for an early childhood program.
Oh, okay.
And I actually was an early intervention specialist and a case manager.
Nice.
And dealing with children and families, I decided that that's something that I still wanted to do by helping families out. And so I continued to pursue, of course, a career in
Mm-hmm.
counseling. So here I am. So with that being said, if you can give me a little bit of just background information about yourself.
Oh, sure. Well, I'm originally from Louisiana. My
Okay.
family's from there, so we're big on Mardi Gras and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And I graduated from Texas Southern University, and I recently got a position at the Council on Alcohol and Drugs. So I do like prevention for middle school, high school, outreach programs, things like that.
Okay.
We try to get people like addiction, who has addiction to drugs and alcohol, or
Okay.
any addiction for that matter. Trying to get them help, and we're trying to prevent children or young adults to stop being addicted to alcohol and drugs.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see, what else can I tell you about myself?
So, and if you don't mind, how old are you? Again?
I'm 26.
Okay.
I'm single, no children.
Okay.
So, I'm just trying to make it.
Just trying to
Trying to make it.
Okay, and I just wanted to clarify because you mentioned that you do outreach
Mm-hmm.
and prevention.
Mhm.
So is it prevention to like is it elementary, middle, or high school?
It's high school, well, middle school, high school. We kind
Okay.
of work with all children, but
Okay.
specifically for me,
Okay.
I do some more middle school and high school.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Okay. So then tell me what brings you here. What made you decide to, feel
Mhm.
like you may have needed counseling?
So, like I said, I recently started the job, so I've been having some issues with my boss lately.
Okay.
Um, not to, I don't think she's racist, but
Okay.
I think that a lot of times when we have things, because I'm African American,
Mhm.
she's Hispanic, I feel like sometimes I get kind of xed out or ruled out, maybe.
Okay.
And I just feel like I don't know if it's because I'm not Hispanic, and maybe I'm thinking of more to be more Hispanic. I don't think, of course, I can't be more Hispanic, but I guess identity crisis, perhaps.
So you
Or,
think that so you're saying that because of the things that you are dealing with on
Mhm.
the job, you
if
feel
I was Hispanic, then maybe I wouldn't have to deal with it.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's just from everything you've telling me so far, it sounds like you've been very, very frustrated
Yeah.
on the job.
Yes.
So tell me again, how long have you been on the job?
I've started in August, so maybe a couple months.
Okay.
I mean, not a year yet, but
Okay.
a couple months on the job.
Okay. So do you think that have you ever thought like maybe in due time things
It'll get
would
better.
change or it would get better or
Perhaps, but it seems like she's a stickler, so it's
Okay.
just kind of like set in her ways.
okay.
Perhaps.
So if you can give me a little bit more, just so I can understand for clarification, like what is the actual dynamics of the
Oh.
unit? Like, are there like more African American? Like, what's
Oh,
the
okay.
diversity?
So it's me and another guy. We're the
Okay.
only two African American workers there.
Oh, okay.
It's majority Hispanic.
Okay.
Maybe um, maybe one or two Asians, but
Okay.
not so much of. It's not very diverse, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But
Okay.
and the guy, he's pretty cool. Like, but I think it's because he's a guy.
Okay.
So she really doesn't say anything to him. Like and he brushes it off too.
Okay.
Like if it's an issue, he'll be like, "Oh no, it's okay. Just don't worry about it."
Okay.
And I'm just like, in the back of my head, I'm like, no, it's a problem.
It's a problem. Okay. Okay. So then also tell me, just like I guess, just in general, just so I can get more of a background. So, being African American, and 26 and young and single, you know how what's in your family, like can you tell me, like, as you grew up, were you raised a certain way, like if you know, should problems come up, you know, how were you raised to deal with them?
So basically I've been raised to handle them. So if I have a problem, or if I'm facing problems, or if I think something's wrong, to say something. Like,
Okay.
if anything is going on, it's stand up for yourself type of thing.
Okay.
Because closed mouths don't get fed type of
Okay.
scenario.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very and I'm not afraid to, but I don't want to lose my job if I
Okay.
stand
So
up
you
and I say something, you know, in the work field.
Okay.
I don't
So
know.
it sounds like you want to stand up for yourself, and from what your family has taught you, you know, you should stand up for yourself, but you also don't. You're afraid that there may be some type of backlash or something
Right.
taken out against you,
Right.
and you don't want to lose your job.
Exactly. I
Okay.
just got the job.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay. So then also, just if you can tell me a little bit more, just because I know you're single, and you know, I guess are there the women that raised you, that were in your, you know, family, like, you know, how did they deal with situations, or let's say if they were presented with this type of situation, you know, what would they do if you if they were in your shoes?
Maybe if I would say if I was probably a little older, I would probably stand up more so, because I've seen them stand up and say something on different occasions if it's a problem.
Okay.
So possibly they would definitely say to stand up and say, like, go approach my boss in a respectable fashion and say, you know, this is the problem. How can we come about a plan to fix it?
Okay. So has it ever crossed your mind? Have you thought about it or tried to see, like, maybe you could approach her?
Well, I try to give it a little bit more time.
Okay.
But I think that eventually I might have to say something.
Okay.
And say, you know, I think that you're ruling me out because of my background.
Okay. So, and then also tell me just a little bit more about what other, besides like standing up for yourself, have you thought about other ways that you might be able to handle the situation? Because you did mention it seems like there may be some discrimination going on, like with you not being able to get or be what's the word? I guess recognized for your work and actually being promoted. So, you know, tell me a little bit more about that. Like, do you think that there's another way?
Well, I'll give you an example. So we recently had a meeting in which it gave a group of, like, the staff a chance to stand up and be like the leader, I guess, leader of the program that we were about to introduce.
Okay.
And I volunteered myself
to
do so, and it seemed like she kind of floated over me, like just kind of, she recognized that I said something, and then she said, "Oh, okay, well, we'll get back to you," type of thing. And I'm just like, okay. So I think that with that situation, that'd be the best time to step in or step up and say, you know, last time at the meeting, you know, I stepped up and I tried to be recognized, but you overlooked me. And I think that would segue into me standing up for myself and me.
Well, actually.
Getting, you know, help. Like, I guess me standing up for myself and saying, hey, you looked over me, so now it's my chance, like, to say something to you.
Actually,
to take action.
Right. Okay, so then, well, and then let me ask you this too. So you mentioned that there's another African American male there. Have you actually tried to talk to him, like to get his take on it and see, like, maybe what he might do, or you know, what he would recommend you do?
I haven't actually, like, said anything to him personally, but, like, I've kind of hinted to him like, you think that's right?
Okay.
And he hasn't really. His advice was, it's just she said in her ways. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Next time, just say something. But
Okay.
he brushes everything off.
Okay.
He's pretty easygoing, so
Okay.
that's
So
just his character, I think.
that's okay. So tell me, I guess, my next thing is just trying to figure out. So you said you stated that you've been passed up on a couple of, like, you volunteered to actually take, some lead roles.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you've been passed up maybe on like a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
What other things occur in the workplace, like in your unit, where it makes you feel like you've been discriminated? Like how are just regular meetings, or let's say if you have, because companies have get-togethers, or
Oh, yes.
like for holidays. So do those things go smoothly, or
Well, recently for Thanksgiving, we had a potluck,
okay,
and it was basically you bring Thanksgiving food, but we themed it to where you like culture based.
okay,
So you bring something in from your background, from your culture.
okay,
And by me living in Louisiana, growing up in Louisiana, I was thinking Cajun food.
okay,
So I offered to bring boudin, crawfish etouffee, things like that. And because she put it on, I guess she felt that she could say, "Oh no, don't bring this." She kind of said to me, "Oh, make sure you bring something that everybody can enjoy."
okay.
And I was just like, everybody can enjoy. I feel like everybody can enjoy this because it's from my heritage, it's from my background. So
Right. And everybody else, I'm sure, gets a chance to
bring whatever they want. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that kind of not just hurt my feelings, but just kind of like made me stand back and look at her like, what are you talking about? type of
Okay.
thing. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. So it also sounds like you're not only frustrated, but just taken by surprise.
Mhm.
Oh, have you ever had this type of experience? Like, if you have another job, or yeah, I know that you said this is your first entry level job.
Yes.
But what about any other, like, part-time jobs while you were going to
Part-time
school?
job?
Or
No.
Okay.
Actually, any job that I've had prior to this job, they've all been. Everybody has been like taking a liking to, so
Okay.
they want to experience something new. They
Okay.
wanted to experience me coming from Louisiana. They was like, "Oh, cool! Like, let's try some
Okay.
boudin. Let's try this. Let's try that."
They were okay.
So,
Okay, well then, so next time what we might do is just explore a little bit more. Like, at our next session, I want to explore just a little bit more about your background, your culture, and let's think of some things in the meantime of how you feel like your culture has really gotten you to where you are today. Because I think that would be good to focus on those things and look at that. And then we can proceed from there.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you for today's session. And is next Thursday okay?
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, same time. Thank you so much, Raisa. Nice
Okay.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay.